Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast Retro Life for You. My name is Chris Adams, host of the show. And with us, as always, is the one and only, the blind Zorro himself, it looks like, Travis
Yeah,
Rollins.
yeah, I am the blind fury.
That looks more like Daredevil without the
Oh, yeah,
uniform, then.
there you go. I'm Captain Blind then. Captain America of the
Are you going to do the whole show like that?
disabled. I could. I can see through I can see through it.
Oh, can you? All
Yeah,
right.
with my echolocation.
That's cheating. That's cheating.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's my echolocation.
Oh, you're echolocate. Well, you are the Daredevil then.
Yeah.
You're bad, man.
Or snake eyes.
Let's see you do some karate like
Well,
that now.
Snake Eyes not like I don't care what nobody says, dude. Even before, like he was super cool in the GI Joe movies, but Snake Eyes was always like the most BA. Like Snake Eyes was the man, dude.
Of
Did you
all
feel that way?
cartoon ninjas, he was the best cartoon ninja.
Off them hands, bro. Off them hands. I don't know nobody I pick over Snake Eyes.
Storm Shadow couldn't touch that, could he?
Nah, he had a hard time with it at least.
How's your weekend go?
Oh, it was crazy and busy and all that. The boys
When
just
are you
started
not ever
fuckering and all
crazy
that.
busy?
I
Honestly,
never, bro. Tasha told me that one of her colleagues told her that her and I are the busiest two people that she knows. She said, y'all work more than anyone that I know, period. And we do.
I
How
need
was
to do
yours?
work. Normally my stuff just goes, normal, right?
Yeah.
I hurt my back Thursday.
Uh-oh.
Don't know how I did it.
Was
I
it on the
just
job?
know.
You get a little comp out of
Well,
that?
I mean, I was at work when it started hurting, but I didn't do anything at work to hurt it. Is the problem? It just started hurting. It was I was getting back spasms to the point
That's
to
the wrong
where
attitude to have, Chris. You
I
heard it
mean,
at work.
I
You
would
told
like to say, I would like to say I turned too quickly and pulled a muscle or something, but um, I don't know, man. That conscious thing kicks in. I know I didn't do anything to hurt it, so I
yeah,
mean, I can't help
honest
it.
to a fault.
I'm
Honest
like
to a fault. Have you
call
heard
me
anything back from that
just
other thing we were
just
talking
call me
about?
just call me Jiminy Cricket. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Abraham,
yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about the other one
Chris
yet. They're
Abraham.
slow. They're just the other place I'm looking at is kind of slow in the go and everything. But I'd hurt my back that day to the point to where it would send pains down my left leg, and at some point
Yeah.
my leg would give out from under me or something like a sciatic nerve does. But the
Ooh,
thing is, the very next day I couldn't get out of bed. I tried getting up out of bed and it hurt so bad that I almost fell down.
bro,
Put myself
that
right
sciatica
back.
ain't no game, dude.
I guess if that's what it was, I guess not. I don't know for sure if it was that or not for sure.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was because of the symptoms that I had and everything. But I mean, I called out of work that day, and I'm talking like several ibuprofen, two muscle relaxers, and some icy hot later.
Right,
How
right.
I started feeling a little bit better by the
Yeah,
next morning.
dude. I'm telling you, I have sciatica flare ups, dude, and them things, bro, it'll do that to you. You won't be able to move.
Yeah,
It's
it's nuts,
it's
man.
terrible. Terrible.
Terrible. It is terrible. That's right. Terrible. Don't begin to describe it actually. So,
Did you watch
but
any movies from the 80s this weekend?
I watched two today. I'm
Really?
on my game, man. I watched two today. I watched. You know what?
Ooh.
I watched
Oh
one.
my.
I watched one that has nothing to do with what we're doing today, other than the fact
Okay.
that there's a lot of fighting going on in it,
Whoa.
and I enjoyed it.
What was that?
Well, it's one of the best movies that I've seen. It's probably the best of the best.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
oh, actually, it was the best of the best.
Best
Yeah,
of the best.
yes, Eric Roberts, Philip Free.
Yeah.
But other than that, I watched this nice little movie that we referenced to at the beginning of this show about you covering your eyes called Blind Fury, starring Rutger Hauer, and that
Such
is,
a good movie.
man, I haven't seen it. I mean, I've saw it many times. Okay, let me start over by saying that I've
Right.
seen it many times, but I've not watched it recently.
I don't think I've ever after sitting down and watching it today. I'm not sure that I have watched this movie in its entirety since like 1991.
Quite a good ways back.
Like for real. Like I think I've seen this movie, like you said, numerous times, but I think I've only seen it partially. like I've caught it on and be like, oh, I love this movie, and watch the rest of it. You know, I don't think I've seen it in its entirety, but one time or two now.
Well, let's just give him a little rundown of it here, real quick. Blind Fury, 1989 action comedy film that delivers a unique blend of thrilling combat and sharp humor. It's directed by Phillip Noyce. The movie stars the
He
correct.
made a Noyce movie.
I was
It
thinking the
was a
same thing.
Noyce movie.
I was hoping you wouldn't do that, but I was thinking the very same thing. That movie, what you think of the movie, Chris? Oh, it was Noise.
Oh, it was
It was
Noyce.
Noise, man.
Yeah,
Now I'm
that was
thinking Jay, and now
Noyce.
I'm thinking Jay and Silent Bob. I mean,
That's so good. Yeah, it was
oh my
Noyce.
gosh. The movie stars the charismatic Rutger Hauer as Nick Parker, a blind Vietnam War veteran who possesses extraordinary sword fighting skills. He's trained in the art of the blade. Parker embarks on a mission to protect the son of an old friend from a dangerous crime syndicate, using his heightened senses, the deadly katana, to take down anyone who stands in his way. The film
Yeah.
also features notable performances by Terry O'Quinn, who plays Parker's old friend Frank Devereaux, and Brandon Call as Frank's young son Billy. Together, they bring both heart and intensity to this unconventional hero's journey. But
They
while Blind Fury didn't make a major impact at the box office, grossing approximately $2.9 million domestically, it has
Mhm.
since gained a loyal following for its entertaining action sequences
For sure. And
and
it's comedy.
Rutger Hauer's standout performance and its unique take on the action genre. So
Can we just give Rutger Hauer his flowers? Can we just go ahead and do that? I mean, we're
we
talking about
should,
Batty here, man.
we should. I
We're
mean,
talking about
it's a
like,
great movie.
dude,
And the reason why we should say the reason why he's blind is that it's not like he was a blind Vietnam War vet. He lost his sight in Vietnam.
in Vietnam.
So he was actually, I'd say found, but I don't want to say captured. I mean, he got in somebody's traps. Some
Right.
tribes, some tribe there, he got into their traps and they had taken him down in it and taken him in and taking care of him to try and bring him back and everything. Make him, healed and everything.
Right.
And while he's there, they show him how to live as being blind,
Yeah.
how to support himself, how to take care of himself,
And let me tell
basically.
you,
And then they teach him that sword too.
this dude is German for real, man. This dude is from the Caucasus Mountains 100%, man. Did you notice his beard? That wasn't fake, dude. That was his beard.
Yeah.
Like this dude's got some blonde hair straight up. Blonde hair, blue eye. Speaking of blue eyes, I don't like how they didn't mention Evil Lynn in there. I guess it's because she didn't make it very far into the movie.
Yeah. She's just a very small supporting role in it. So they didn't talk a whole lot about
Isn't
her,
it
obviously.
funny? Isn't it funny how her name was Devereaux, the boy Billy Devereaux and Mama Devereaux? I don't remember her name in the show in the movie, but her last name was Devereaux, and she was Evil Lynn. She played in Jeepers Creepers. She was in the Salem Witches. She was like the old lady in Salem Witches. She was in the Rob Zombie movie 31. So she's always playing some kind of or in those. Oh, she was Hera. She was also Hera in Hercules. Uh, but so she's playing all these witchy woman stuff. And in the one movie that I remember her from, that she didn't play a witchy woman, her last name is still Devereaux, which is uh, used a lot. And especially when you're talking about Louisiana, the Devereaux are usually witches. And you know what I mean? Like, I was like, wow, look at that. Furthermore, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's in Best of the Best too.
You might be correct on that, but you've also left out one of the best movies that she was in.
Oh, which one?
I believe she was in They Live, was she not?
I believe you're right.
With
I'd have
one
to.
Roddy
Roddy
Piper.
Piper. Yeah, she was Holly,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
think
Holly.
so. Think so.
Man, do you think that's better than Blind Fury? I love Blind Fury.
I do
No,
like. Well, I
no,
mean,
no,
I
you
do
can't
like Blind
say that.
Fury.
Nope, because the best movie she was in was Masters of the Universe because she was Evil Lynn,
All
and I,
right. Well,
and I was in love with her.
I will bend to that because I do like Masters of the Universe. No matter how cheesy it may have been, I do agree with you on that. So
And I was so in love with Evil Lynn.
I will not say I was in love with Evil Lynn by any means, but
I
I mean,
did.
I
I
did like the
was.
movie.
I was.
You fall in love with, like, all of them
I
way
like
too
those
easy.
creepy. I like those creepy women.
Is that it? Witchy
Yeah.
woman.
I like a witchy woman. Ooh, witchy woman.
Oh my gosh.
Ah,
Hey, this the kid that played Billy Devereaux.
yeah.
While I'm thinking about it, is he not the same one that was that played the kid on Baywatch?
Yeah, I don't know. And he looked so daggum familiar to me
I'm about to
that
check him out and see, but
I
I think
was
he was. I wanted to say it before I
Hobie.
looked it up.
He was Hobie. Was it
Yeah,
Hobie?
that's what I'm saying. I think it was him.
You
I
might be
know
right.
that. Let's
He was in
see.
that movie I tell you about all the time, Warlock. I know that. He was the
Yeah,
little boy in Warlock.
yeah. He was in Baywatch. He was Hobie Buchanan.
Hobie. Yeah.
Yeah,
What that was Mitch's son, wasn't it?
right. Yeah,
Yeah. I can't believe I remember
the
his name
Hoff.
was Mitch.
The Hoff.
I can't believe I remember his name was Mitch Buchanan.
I'm saying they just refer to him as the Hoff. Everybody knows him as the
The
Hoff.
Hoff.
You don't mess with the Hoff.
Yeah.
Actually, the last thing that guy that kid did was in from 91 to 98, 160 episodes of Step by Step.
That was JT.
Yeah,
That was JT.
yeah,
That was JT.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
That's where I know him from.
John Thomas, J.T. Lambert.
That's where I remember him from. Because as soon as you said that, I remember that was JT. I could see his face when he got back off the bus and he was saying, "I need you." You know what I mean? It's like I was like, man, like I knew him from something. It wasn't Hobie though. It would, but maybe it was. That's what it was. It was JT.
Well, now we know.
Oh, my mind is blown.
We
Brandon
average.
Call. Now I know his name. Brandon Call. Of course, I can see it coming on and him smiling and it saying Brandon Call underneath his name.
Yep. Let's go over just a couple of people real quick. Terry O'Quinn played Frank Devereaux. Terrence, it was listed as Terrence O'Quinn, but Terry O'Quinn's been in quite a lot of stuff. Do you know? I mean, other than Young Guns, he was in Young Guns. The biggest thing I remembered him from was Lost, the TV series Lost.
I didn't. There's another one. So to show the differences to everybody and Chris and I was one of the few people at the time that did not. I've never watched Lost.
I got hooked on it quick, man. It was supposed to be a 3-part miniseries, is all it was going to be, and it got so much love over the time it was on that they had and extended it out to 1 season. Next thing you know, it's being re-signed for a 2nd season, a 3rd season, a 4th season. I think it went 5 seasons total. All just so they could explain to you that everybody knew happened right from the get-go, but they didn't want to acknowledge it. I'm not going to say what it was because people may want to go back and rewatch it, or they may
also too, it's outside of us, our genre here on the podcast in particular, but he was also he played the Spruce Goose, Howard Hughes. He played Howard Hughes in the Rocketeer.
Did he?
Yeah, he was in the Rocketeer, a little known Disney movie about a dude with a jetpack. The Rocketeer was cool. I saw the Rocketeer in the movies in Aiken when I lived in Aiken.
He'd definitely been around for quite a while. He's got a great career under his belt too. So I mean, can't say nothing bad about him. Noble Willingham played McCready. Now I remember him mostly playing in Walker, Texas Ranger as the bar owner CD. He's been in a lot of stuff though. He's in Last Boy Scout and quite a few others as well. So he's been around.
He's been around.
Randall Tex Cobb.
He was John Benford himself in Home Improvement.
Oh, Noble Willingham?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Randall Tex Cobb, who played Slag.
Yeah.
He looks a little like Dewey. John C. Randall.
In the picture we're looking at.
His name John C. Randall.
You mean you talking about his picture on IMDb?
Yeah. He looks like Dewey Cox.
Yeah. No, that's not his name. John C. Randall, is it?
I don't remember.
You talking about the one that was
John C. Riley. John C. Riley,
yeah, because he was in Step Brothers as well. That dude.
Yeah.
It does kind of look a little bit like him. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake, baby, shake and bake. He's
It
like,
just
dude, I think your house is haunted.
That just happened. Oh my God.
You want me to come pick you up in the Range Rover? I do, Mr. Ranger. No.
It's too bad we can't do Talladega Nights. Too bad that wasn't an 80s flick, right?
That was a good one.
It was a good one. He was supposed to be one of the next big things when he first got put out there.
Who's
Randall
that?
Cobb. Randall Cobb, Tex Cobb.
Oh, really?
They were gonna put him out there as like not like an action hero, but like a little bit villains in different flicks and everything, and the big muscle that the good guy would fight or something. He was gonna get made bigger than what he was, but it just didn't work out for him. I mean, he's not a very good actor for one.
Yeah.
And I think he got to the point to where I don't know if he was hard to work with or people just lost interest in him, but he never took off like they thought he would at all. One of my favorite people from the 80s is in this movie. He has an appearance at the end of it as an assassin to kill Rutger Hauer's character. And that's Mr. Sho Kosugi himself. Yes.
Sho Kosugi.
He's brought in to, since the one guy's known to be handling the sword, they need somebody else who can handle the sword as well. So who would you call other than him?
Tell me how much fun this movie is, though. They're fighting it in the middle of it. He just reaches out and face palms him. He's like, "Oh, Japanese."
Yeah, because that's how you tell people's faces when they're blind. They put their hand on their faces to feel it.
Yeah,
like, "Oh, Japanese, huh?"
This movie had to be so much fun there because it's like everybody was. It seemed like everybody was smiling in the scenes. It was almost like they couldn't help themselves,
Yeah, it has its funny parts. It's got its moments.
This is one of my. I think this is probably, especially around the time that I watched it, like the first time we saw it, we rented it at Blockbuster. My childhood friend Mitch Stapleton and myself, and Mitch was telling me all about this. So he lived a block away from me, so we went down there one Saturday and got his dad to take us back over to pick I think it was actually Pick a Flick back then, but anyway, we went and got it and sat and watched it. Man, we must have rewatched that movie 4 times in a weekend, dude. It was so funny, just every part of it. When he walked up to the alligator and tapped on it with his sword cane, and he was like, nice. He like sniffed the air and goes, "Nice doggy."
Yeah,
it's like everything about it is so silly.
Oh, the little boy thing. The one who plays Billy Devereaux, Brandon Call. He does everything he can just to be rude to him. He's like, the mom is saying, "Say bye to Mr. Parker." He's like, "Goodbye, Mr. Parker. See you later, Mr. Parker." And he's flipping him off right in his face.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Parker.
He reached out and grabbed his hand real quick. He goes, "It's nice to meet you too, Billy."
Yeah.
Or like he tries to trick him and tell him it's a piece of candy, and he gives him a rock. Because he can't see it, so he looks like he's chewing it. Then it sounds like he's choking on it, but he didn't. He spits it out, hits him in the forehead with it.
Yeah. I like the fact that they did that kind of throughout the movie too, kind of playing off of that. Like when he went there at the beginning, when he walked in, the guy's like, "Hey man, you need some sauce on that burrito." He put the hot sauce on it.
Yeah.
Everybody starts laughing. He said, "It's a little mild for me, man. You got to think a little more macho."
Oh, it definitely was a fun movie for sure. I seen something a moment ago I wanted to bring it up to you. Actually, let me ask you a few questions while I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Then I'll go back to the thing I was looking at earlier. But I told you about we were talking about Rutger Hauer and him playing the part of the blind guy and everything.
Yeah.
What part of him playing this character made it memorable for you? That you were going to that you remember the movie watching it the first time, that you're going to remember years from now down the road of watching this movie? What about the way he plays this character that makes
seeing him in so many other things too? How likable he was, how funny and nice and likable he was, truly, and the way that he learned how to walk and move like a blind man with the help of a real blind judoka named Lynn Manning, and that's according to his personal website. He was uncredited as his blindness technical advisor, so Rutger wanted to just kind of throw it out there. But the way he looked around, his mannerisms, I've been around not a bunch of blind people, but I've been around blind folks before, and he kind of nailed that. The way he's looking around the way he hears stuff, but he's not really looking that way, and he's kind of looking through stuff and at stuff, but not really at it. You know what I mean? Like he's looking in that direction, or then he'll be looking like straight ahead to hear something.
Yeah.
So I like the way his mannerisms were, and he was just so funny and likable. And so after seeing him in things like what was it, The Hitcher, and as oh man, I said his name earlier, not Barnes, the bad guy in Blade Runner, and seeing him in what was it, Outworld, just all the stuff that you've seen him in, where he's such a different kind of character, Lady Hawk, just all the stuff he's done, and this to me, from the movies I've seen him star in, this was a big departure from the stuff he'd done in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about for you?
How does he differ from me? As far,
Yeah,
he's not the typical action hero.
yeah,
It's something that he took upon himself with the help of someone in the in the movie, with the help of some people in that the tribe of people that found him, to learn his way through life as being blind now and heighten his other senses, and how to move with the sword and how to use that sword. So he's not really your typical hero. He's just a war veteran who is, now been specially trained with that blade and everything, the katana. So, but I mean, he's like any other action hero you see. He's brave and goes, to the fire. He doesn't run away from it if there's a
absolutely.
need for help. So he's there to help that kid and take that kid to his father, like he promised the mother he would, but just after she had been killed. And I he just I don't know, man. I mean, it's definitely something I remember from the first time I watched it, about him not being your typical type of hero. Because in that time frame, when it first came out, we had Van Damme and Stallone and Schwarzenegger. You were just starting to get Seagal there because of Above the Law coming out. You had
Hmm.
Speakman and a couple of other people coming out shortly after that, and even before that, Chuck Norris as well.
Right.
All these typical action stars we're used to seeing as big time action stars. They get they got characters. They got Rambo. They got Braddock. You
Yeah.
know, all these things like that. And
So
then
yeah, he
just
was.
just
He
to
was.
watch this about him being the way he was and everything, and the little
Hmm.
subtle humor with it as well. It not too much humor, just enough to make it interesting. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think before this, he did a lot of war movies. Like I said, of course, he's German. He did quite a few German movies early on, but doing like Batty and Batty, playing Batty in Blade Runner, the bad guy, and then Navarra and Lady Hawk, which is medieval type thing, and then he was the Hitcher. Those are the
Right.
three that I remember him from. And
Yeah.
then Crossworlds or Outworld or whatever. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, you're right. He was very, yeah, for the time that was a very different action hero style.
So what about the fact of them adding humor to it? Do you think they balanced the humor pretty well with the action? They didn't overdo it so much.
Oh yeah, I think for me it's perfect. This is a perfect movie for me. I don't know how you would made it better. I mean, to be quite honest, I love it. I've loved it since the first time I saw it, and loved it just as much a while ago when I watched it. And I think I told you too in a text message. I don't didn't even recall seeing the very beginning of it, and it may be because I only saw it that one time. But I remember every time I've ever caught it on TV from the beginning. I remember him walking down the road. I don't really remember him being over there in Vietnam.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's the whole starting. What, 5 minutes of the movie is what's going on in
Yeah,
Vietnam, or what they're doing and everything.
yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, do you think this movie could be successfully remade today with the way they're remaking movies all the time? Would you say this is one that should be left alone by itself as a standalone, or could you see somebody redoing it and doing it well?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how they would handle it, but yeah, I think they could redo this one. They'd have to have it just right, though. You know what I mean? Because this is one of those niche, like you said, it turned into a cult classic kind of thing, and I think it'd be hard to redo any kind of real cult classic. Uh, like we got Beetlejuice coming out. There's no way. I'm of course going to go see it, and I'm of course going to love it, but there's no way it's going to even hold a candle to the first one. I already know this.
Yeah, I
Um,
think most people who like a movie as a cult classic never want to see them remade.
Yeah, nah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, my analytical that speaks to my analytical brain too, though. So it's like, I feel like they could do it, but it'd be tough. That's like when they did I don't know. I think it was supposed to be a sequel to Blade Runner, but or was it an actual remake that they did here not long ago? It's wasn't it wasn't special to me. It was in no way did it capture the original Blade Runner to
Yeah.
me.
What'd you think about the? I'm going to bring it up. I don't want to give too much stuff about the movie away, but I know these are since this is a retro podcast. Most people have probably seen the movies, so
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how many hadn't seen this one.
I
I've talked to a
know.
lot of people our age that have never even heard of this movie, and I'm like, dude, you got to go watch Blind Fury,
I mean,
bro.
I hope I don't deter anybody from watching it if you haven't seen it by giving away some of the scenes and everything. But what did you think about the driving scene?
Probably one of my favorite parts of the whole movie,
the
without a
girl,
doubt.
the girl
And
lost her glasses. All I was thinking is Velma. She can't do
yeah,
nothing without her glasses.
he
Jinkies.
he stepped on him. He said, "I think I found him." He
Yeah.
said, "Well, lucky for us, I'm blind. I can drive."
Yeah, he's like, Billy, you navigate.
Little left. Okay, right there, right there. No, 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 too far, too far. Yeah, that was good.
Man.
How about you? How did you like the driving scene? Everybody likes the driving
I
scene.
had to bring it up because it's humorous because he's blind and he can't see where he's going. He's going off of what they say, turn here, turn right now, turn left, turn right, or whatever. I watching it made me think back of a comedian who was talking about Stevie Wonder driving.
Right.
Because he insists that Stevie Wonder's lying. He's not 100% blind, that he can see some and that he drives himself sometimes.
Right.
And and he
The,
saw
the
him in the
funny thing
parking
about it,
garage of their building in the driver's seat of his car. And he's like, What's up with that? He he said
the
he
funny
wasn't leaving until he saw he can get out of that car.
the funny thing about it to me was the other dudes. They're driving down like the main strip of Reno, Nevada, and the other people in Nevada. The other people are over here just hanging out the window, guns blazing right down the main street. Interesting thing
Where was
about
the
that.
cops? Where are the cops, by the way?
Did you know the chase scene under the Reno, Nevada arch where he's like, red light, and the two cars collide at the intersection?
Uh-huh.
That was unplanned, but they decided to retain it, leave it in the
Really?
movie. Yeah.
Wow.
Little piece of trivia there.
Well, I have a little piece of trivia for you. I noticed earlier I was going to bring up to you, and I just found it again. So,
Okay.
Nick Parker, which was Rutger Hauer, was
Mhm.
based on the famous Japanese samurai character, and I'm gonna butcher this probably, Zatoichi.
Oh.
Zatoichi. It's like I'm saying, someone brings Zatoichi in here already. All right,
Freaking
but Zatoichi is Zatoichi or something.
yeah, it's a Toichi.
It says show business trade paper Variety
It's
stated
probably
that Zatoichi.
it's honestly it's probably something like Zatoichi.
It probably is, and I don't know because I'm probably butchering it.
I was saying I
But,
watched so much manga and listened to so much Japanese Japanimation and stuff. I would say
so,
that's probably
so
Zatoichi.
let's just say Zatoichi then. That sounds a lot better anyway.
Zatoichi.
It does. It does. Zatoichi, bring Zatoichi here,
Bring
okay?
Zatoichi in here. I better have my cranberries with it too. Bring that sauce.
Just stop.
Where's the
All right.
cranberry sauce? You gotta have that with the turkey.
So it says the trade paper Variety stated that Zatoichi appeared
Yeah,
in a
that sounds
couple of
right.
dozen.
I think you got it.
Thank you.
Got it.
He appeared in a couple dozen popular action films for a Japanese company in the 1960s and early 70s. Blind Fury is specifically a remake of the movie Zatoichi Challenged, which is the
Oh,
17th movie in the Japanese film series.
really?
So they're saying
That's
it's
pretty
technically
cool.
a remake off of that, which is not the first time you've seen a movie over here that we've liked that was based off being a remake of a Japanese film.
Yeah, like Power Rangers.
I was thinking more like Grudge and The Ring and stuff like that, the horror movies they did.
Yeah.
But Power
Pow-
Rangers, yeah,
yeah, what is it? The Cybin Warriors or something?
I don't
Sabin
know. I
Warriors?
don't know. They all ripped off Voltron. Let's just leave it alone.
That's right.
They all ripped off Voltron.
Yeah.
They're just not using the lions. That's all. Shame on them.
Shame. 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 Shame.
Get a bell we can ring as we walk by
Yeah.
with it.
I've got my wife watching House of Dragon. It's so funny. I was like, I think you might like this better. She got lost on Game of Thrones. She's like, this is so much easier to follow than Game of Thrones. I said, that's because I'm not dealing with all the households all at one time.
And as we mentioned, Shokasugi, he portrayed the character of the assassin. He just credited only as the assassin. There was no real name to him or anything. Special appearance credit given to him, star of many 1980s ninja movies. Just gonna list a few off here in case anybody does like this movie and likes Shokasugi and his sword work. I mean, you love watching him in these other things. He anywhere from Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, Ninja 3: The Domination. You got Pray for Death. You've got oh, what was that movie? Black Eagle.
Yeah.
I think Rage and Honor was one he was in.
He was in all of them.
He was in the TV series The Master, played the assassin Okasa.
Mhm.
Nine Deaths of the Ninja, he was in that. So yeah, he's in a lot of things, and his skills with the weapons is really fun to watch. More so than his fighting, I would say.
Heck yeah.
That's who we should get on the podcast is Shokasugi.
Yeah.
Could you translate?
I don't know. I doubt
I
it.
don't. I don't think he speaks very good English or anything. Not from what I've seen in interviews, anyway.
Yeah. That's all
Um,
right. Well,
although the
I use Google Translate. I don't care.
yeah, although the violence in this movie is not too graphic, the movie was given the 18 certificate in the United Kingdom, but it was given the M rating in Australia and New Zealand.
And this was wasn't this was a Noyce uh
Noise,
a Noyce American film debut for what's his name?
noise.
Yeah, the other one, Nick Noyce.
So
What's his
the
name?
director,
Yeah,
the director's name, once again, is Phillip Noyce.
Noyce. Philip.
Noyce.
Philip.
Noyce. So there. Sword fight coordinator Stephen Lambert handled the look and training of Rutger Hauer's sword play. He's a member of the Stuntman's Association and won a Stuntman Academy Award in '86 for best high work in Remo Williams. The Adventure Begins, and also won honors for the best fight work in team. I think he
Remo.
said somewhere up there that Shokasugi also had a part in the sword play as well, the choreography of that.
Remo.
Remo Williams. There's another one for us right there. We should go find
I like his name.
Remo.
Sounds like he did films with Jenna Jameson or something.
Oh my god!
Remo.
Is that the kind of name you get from that?
Oh, Remo. Uncle Remus.
Uncle Remus. Rutger Hauer and sword fight coordinator once again Stephen Lambert started working out with physical martial arts and sword exercises 3 months before it began filming. 2 hours a day, the two would go through routines of demanding body work and intricate footwork. A schedule that was kept throughout the 10 weeks of filming before he faced the camera for a day of shooting. 2 hours a day of heavy training, learning footwork, how to swing the sword. Pretty much it. There wasn't much fighting that went on in it.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
some.
remember Rutger was the Cardinal in Sin City too. Remember?
Was he?
He was the Cardinal that they was going to kill, yeah, in Sin City. Remember the little dude was his son? He was the one that Bruce Willis was going after. It was his uncle, I think, wasn't it his son? But the one with the claws, Frodo Baggins. I think Frodo was the son in
okay, yeah. You keep calling him Frodo Baggins. Elijah Wood. Is that his name?
Yeah, Elijah Wood.
Yeah. All right, so I had something else for you up here too, and I've already passed by it. So Bear with me. We'll just cut it out later, probably.
Cut it out later. What's your favorite? I put you on the spot. What's your favorite Rutger Hauer movie?
Just Rutger Hauer movie itself be Blind Fury, I guess. That or Lady Hawk he was in, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I respect that. I could respect that.
I like both of them, so
I think Rutger is he's a underappreciated gem in the acting world. Unless he's done some sideways stuff, I don't know. I ain't seen him on the news, but until I find out different.
Rutger Hauer, I'm trying to think, is he still alive?
As far as I know,
Just double checking up here. No, died in 2019. I thought he did.
oh man. Well, he's still underappreciated.
Yeah, he's listed 1944 to 2019 when you look at his name on IMDb. So, not quite sure what it was, unless it tells up here. And I'm not seeing as to what happened to him. But anyway, it's got the year of death of 2019. What's your favorite part of the movie? Favorite scene or favorite action sequence or
favorite scene? It's always been him driving the car. It always has been. I don't think any part of it's any funnier or any better to me, especially everything kind of wraps around with it too. I mean, there's some great lines and some great action sequences and stuff too, but just the thing that sticks out in your mind, the first thing you're going to tell people about when you tell them about this movie is him driving the car. So I feel like that's probably got to be it.
That's a good scene to have. I think mine is the part where the kid gets loose and away from him after he tells him that his mom had been killed and he can't go back to her. He had kept that from him as they were leaving. So, but when he gets loose from him and he runs into a cornfield. Now, my only problem with this whole scene is how do the bad guys who are looking for them know that they are in the cornfield? That he ran into the cornfield. I don't believe they showed them observing this.
I noted that was one thing I had an issue with when I watched it earlier too.
Yeah, there's no explanation for that whatsoever. But him going to the cornfield and taking care of the people who were there trying to get them eventually doesn't really take out Slag or anything at that point. I think he just gets knocked out when he falls off the building, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But when he gets, like, for example, he gets between the two people and he clanks the sword with the thing, goes, shoot. Then he backs up again. And one turns around and shoots the other. That was always kind of humorous. But the whole scene, the whole sequence of them going through the cornfield was always fun to watch for me.
Yeah.
Well, we are actually at the end mark almost here. We're about to wrap up. Is there anything else before we go today?
Yeah.
That you want to put out there about the movie? Or
not about this movie
or anybody in it?
I'm going to add to favorite movies. I'm going to tell you my favorite, I think, Rutger Hauer movie. It was the theatrical adaptation of Call of the Wild. He was John Thornton. So he was the one that got Buck, the dog that had been mistreated. And he was a gold miner. And so anyway, he ended up with Buck. But Call of the Wild was always, well, I read it when I was young too. It was who wrote it? Jack London. So it's a Jack London novel. It's kind of in the vein of what's that one where that boy goes on a dog race living off his mama's fruitcake? I can't remember. Iron Will. Movies like Iron Will and Call of the Wild, Into the Wild, Swiss Family Robinson, stuff like that. Like I dig those kind of survival type movies. And yeah, it's a good one, dude. It came out in 97, but at the same time, it was pretty cool.
All right. Definitely cool.
Yeah, I don't know. To add to the movie, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's just a great flick. Especially if you're a fan of the podcast and you like going back for the nostalgia and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Go back, watch this one. Go watch Lady Hawk. It's got Michelle Pfeiffer with short hair in it. It's but nah, this movie is it's just a feel good movie. There's action, there's comedy, there's a little bit of drama with the kind of the bond that him and Billy end up building. You know, he ends up calling him Uncle
Uncle Nick.
Yeah, Uncle Nick. So I mean, it's
pretty well balanced.
Yeah, it's a cool movie, man. It's one of honest to God, probably one of my favorites from the 80s, like really truly.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you have not seen the movie, we highly suggest you go watch it. You know, it's a great watch. You know, an hour and a half long, hour and 35 minutes,
something like that. Yeah,
somewhere in there. Definitely well worth taking that much time out of your life to watch for a good movie. Sit down on the weekend, take a look at it, and like he said, Rutger Hauer's got some other great flicks out there. Check out Lady Hawk. Like he said, it's definitely good. What was it? Nighthawk. He was the bad guy in with Stallone.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Nighthawk. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like I said, he had, I just said it's either Outworld or Crossworld or something. And it kind of reminded me of the Stephen King novel, The Gunslinger, only because of the way they jump back and forth. But it's like this dude finds out his dad's from another dimension, in which his dad is Rutger Hauer. But that's a cool flick. Call It a Wild's a cool flick. Of course, if you were born before 1980 and you haven't seen Blade Runner, pick up Blade Runner, watch it. He's the bad guy and the big bad guy in Blade Runner. And all kind of movies. And he's played supporting roles in a million other movies.
Yeah, so you won't be disappointed. So, all right. Well, that's about it for this show this week. Make sure you're following us on the social medias there at Facebook and Instagram. And also at the YouTube channel where we do upload our videos now every week and are in the process of still uploading all the old ones as well. So there'll be some new content and some new old content if you want to just go back and watch it versus listening to it. Go to our website, www.retrolife4u.com, and you can listen to us straight from the browser. If you click on the show notes, you can also watch the video on there. The day when it comes out, it allows me to link the video link here as well, so you can watch that. And there is a place in the show notes as well if you want to help support the show, that you can click on that and it tells you a little bit more about that as far as supporting us. It's like basically like having a tip jar or a tip page or something like that. And of course, all that would go toward, people we're trying to bring in and improvements to the show and everything. So there's always that. And Travis, would you say if they want to comment on the show here we did about the movie Blind Fury, they can email us where?
At retrolife4u.com. The page, we have a web page, don't we?
Oh, we do, but what is the email address though? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, that'd be the Gmail address then, wouldn't it?
See, it would. See, retrolife4u@gmail.com. See,
the number
he does
4.
know this.
The number 4.
The number 4, yeah.
Or you can hit us up. You can go to the YouTube channel, throw some comments in there. You can go to look them up on TikTok and Insta.
Mainly Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. So, but we still though, we're not there all the time, but we kind of like Ray Stevens, Santa Claus, you know what I mean? He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. Well, do you have anything you want to leave us with this week, Travis?
Yeah. Hey. Do you know what you call a blind dinosaur?
I do, but why don't you tell us instead?
Do you think he saw us?
How do you know what you call a blind dinosaur carnivore? Do you think he saw us, Rex?
Ooh.